Good morning, good morning. Or shall I say bonjour? I am getting ready to be Belle. Now my dress is only partway on, not for any reason for attention. It's literally just, it's impossible to get dressed as her with my arms in like this. And it's like trying to, you know, do things. It doesn't work. It's like a weird dance. So I've taken my arms out of the dress, so that's why I'm going this way for this particular video. Thank you, Andrew. I'm not feeling so gorgeous this morning though, I'll be honest with you. Today has been a day of testing, and that's okay because it's Sunday and we are supposed to be tested, right? But I bought this awesome rig that holds my phone. It holds my phone in my car. It can hold my phone to like a bowl if I wanted to, or pretty much anything. Like if I could like strap it to like a dog if I wanted to. It was such an awesome rig. And then this morning as I was coming in here to get ready, it broke. Like it just sort of, I don't know how to explain it. It just sort of melted. So forgive the angle that I have going on. I'm like watching because I've got this rig actually taped to one of my side mirrors on the wall to hold this so that you guys can get a good view of what I'm doing. So that's what's going on. Please forgive again the background and everything. Normally I have it a little bit more towards this, you know, more neutral door here, but I can't touch this because if I do, it is going to fall down. So that's where we're at this morning. I do have a better wig cap this morning. Note to self, need to buy new wig caps because this is yesterday's. Yesterday's was super janky. Look at that big old hole in it. So this one's going in the trash. And then I have this one today, which has a couple runs in it, but not terrible. So I will go ahead and reuse this. Yes, you can reuse wig caps so long as they're not as bad as the one I had on yesterday. All right, so first things first, we are going to pull the hair up. And I want to ask how everybody else is doing on this lovely Sunday morning. What are things like in your neck of the woods? Are you dealing with snow or rain or heat? Here it's pretty hot here this morning. I had to go out to my car a couple times to get some things. All right, so I'm just pulling back part of my hair and using a small bobby pin, 2 of them, which will crisscross in the back. Rain, hope it's not freezing rain. That would be no fun. I kind of like the rain. Rain is one of my favorite types of weather. All right, and again, for those who didn't see yesterday, normally I would braid this part here and pull it across, and then braid this part here and pull it across, and then braid the back and pull it up. But we're pressed for time, so I'm doing a twist in the back. I just pull it into a ponytail like that. I don't know if you can see it. And then just twist up the back like that and lay it on top. Well, that's good that it's not too bad. That's the janky one. We're going to use the better. They're all janky, but we're going to use a better one than what we had. All right, and just pull this down over, making sure your hair is in. Doesn't it look wonderful? Look. Give me all your sunshine. I don't know if you guys ever did that when you were kids, like pulling nylons over your head and then like pulling them up to see what horrible, terrible faces you made. Oh, thank you, Minaj. It's wonderful to have you on today. I hope you're having a good day so far. All right, so all the hair is up and in. Again, it's a sanitary thing. I don't share my wigs because these are all my wigs, so nobody else wears them, but I like to keep them neat and clean on the inside. And it's also nice because then I don't have like big bulbous head in the back, because I used to have that. I used to do that. I would take pictures and it would look really great up front, and then it was like a party in the back. It was like whoosh. I just told people I had a nice big brain. All right, so today I'm at a park outside, and it's hot and super sunny, and it's only 10:30 this morning, and I think we're already at 80 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this Neutrogena 100 SPF just to be sure, because I don't know if these guys are going to be in, you know, the shade, or if I'm going to be out in the direct sunlight, and I burn super easily. And also, if I'm ever Elsa again here soon, I don't want to be red. Red Elsa. Red Belle too. That'd be bad. Of course, red and yellow kind of go together, so maybe it wouldn't be so terrible. I'm super excited I get to be Belle. She's my favorite. Who is your favorite character? Let me know who your favorite is. It doesn't have to be a Disney character, like just from anything. An anime or, I don't know, a movie. I mean, my absolute favorite is Star Wars, hands down. I would cosplay Star Wars every single day if I could. I practically do. Half of my normal clothing is like Star Wars related in some way. All right, so now that I have that on my face, I'm gonna do a little bit down here on my neck too, just to make sure, because again, don't wanna end up burnt. It's only an hour party, but still. Belle's your favorite? Oh, that's awesome. I think a lot of people really relate to Belle and Ariel because that was like the Disney rebirth, you know? Ariel in '89 coming back and just like totally saving the Disney company from a demise as far as like their entertainment went. Yes, Vicky's favorite is Peggy, and she does an awesome Peggy and Supergirl, and you can follow her on her page too. And also, if you have like any pages that you want to share for your cosplay or your art, please share them. I would love to take a look at what you're doing and follow you back, because that's what I'm about. All right, so I put all this on. Her yellow dress is very gorgeous. Yes, it is very gorgeous. That's what I'm wearing today. There's so many different versions now though, and I want to make them all. I've got like fabric for days, and I just moved, so I've got tubs and tubs and tubs of fabric just sort of sitting there that need my attention. And I just bought a bunch of new fabric for a new fin that I'm doing for Ariel. It's based off the Tokyo Disney Parade fin, and it's amazing. But now I've got that plus like this new Belle fabric and all sorts of things. So, all right, so now I'm using this e.l.f. Blemish Control Face Primer. I like this one because if you've got any redness in your face at all, it just like, it helps cover all of that without having to use tons and tons and tons of makeup. So I'm just like brushing this on my face. I'm so glad you guys decided to tune in. What is everybody's plan for the day? You doing anything fun? I'm gonna go to this birthday party and then I'm gonna come home and relax a little bit and then maybe unpack some boxes. I really need to get on that. I need to unpack boxes. I probably should just hire somebody to come in and help me because I'm so lazy about it. Not because I can't do it myself. I can. I need the motivation. I need somebody behind me with a whip saying, you need to unpack all of your stuff and put it away. Organize your room. No fun, just work. Aw. Well, I'm sorry, Andrew. I hope that you can make somebody's day at work, though. If not your own. Positivity, right? Work is a good thing, though. Work too, Vicky. I understand. But you know what? You're doing a good thing. You're helping somebody, right? And that's the thing. I read a wonderful quote just the other day. It said, live your dreams or else somebody else will pay you to live theirs. And I thought, that is so true. Because I want to live my own dreams, and I think you all should live your own dreams too. And sometimes that takes time and a lot of effort. Obviously, like, things don't happen overnight. Contrary to popular belief, we live in such a, like, let's do this now, quick society, you know, going through drive-thrus, like we order on Amazon and it's here, like I ordered something on Amazon the other day and it was here the same afternoon. So, which is awesome, but then it also kind of gives us the sense of that our reality should be everything, should be instantaneous, and it's not. So your dreams take time and effort. And I forgot to put on all of my concealer because I need that today because I didn't get a lot of sleep. Spending time with your mom and grandma, that's awesome. That is a really great thing to do. I hope that you have a wonderful time with both of them. Do you have to drive far to get there? Hi, Amanda, how are you? I hope you're well and your family is well as well. I hope your daughter's doing well. All right, so I am going to cover the nasty like darkness underneath my eyes with this. This thing's awesome. This is a Garnier Skin Active anti-dark circle eye roller thingy, and it's like my lifesaver on days when I haven't gotten a lot of sleep. So it's cool because you just literally like take it underneath your eye like this. And I think this one has caffeine in it too, so it helps puffiness also, but it really like gets rid of the darkness underneath your eyes. Like it's tinted, so obviously it has makeup in it along with other things to help bags under your eyes. And I know I'm supposed to use like a brush and stuff, but I use my finger, which I know is terrible. But again, I'm not a beauty guru. I'm not a beauty channel, so all the beauty gurus teach me your ways. I just do this like as fast as I can because normally this takes me about 10 minutes to do. Hey Rebecca, how are you? It is the age of instant gratification, Vicky. You are 100% right. Your bags are not the worst. Nobody's bags are the worst. We can take care of them, you know? I found lately cool compresses help a lot, especially when I'm stressed and tired. You know, that's a great question, Amanda. She asked, for those of you who can't see the comments, because I've noticed that Facebook isn't allowing every comment to be noticed. She's asking how I feel about white eyeliner on the waterline instead of the brown underneath. Here's the thing. I have two trains of thought on this. Let me dry my hands. First train of thought is that if you're cosplaying and you need it to make you look more like the character, a little bit in moderation is okay, because sometimes it does give a more cartoony look. But if you're doing like a more park style look, they never do that. So if you're going for like accuracy to what the parks do, and not everybody has to do that. Again, I'm not a purist. I'm not somebody that's like, you have to do it the way that they do in the parks. If you're cosplaying, whatever, do whatever you want. If that's what you like, cool, great, no problem. But if you are trying to be like the parks and trying to like uphold character integrity according to what the Disney Corporation has deemed, then I feel it best to kind of stick with what they do. But again, not everything that they do looks good on every skin type and every facial type. So that's something to keep in mind also. And that's why they hire like people that have a specific look, because that fits their makeup. I mean, they literally they take somebody that they think is the best fit for the character, and then they do all these screen tests on them. They test them and test them and test them, and they'll put them in different makeup types and in combinations, and they'll restyle the wigs and fix things on the costumes and things, and then they decide what is the best, and then they cast based off of those pictures. So that's why when you go to the parks, every girl looks so similar to each other, because they're literally looking for like the exact same skin tone or the exact same facial shape and the height and the measurements. Like everything has to be exactly the same, and that's why they do it that way. But when you're cosplaying, you don't have to do it that way. When I ran a company, I went with what the parks were doing as close as possible for what my budget would allow, simply because I knew that the people that were hiring me probably had been to the parks before, and so they were like looking for that look. And you don't want to walk into a party and have some kid be like, you look different. Yes, I look different. And you know, you can come up with 10,000 reasons why you look different. This is the dress I decided to wear that today to your party, or I decided to do my makeup different. You don't wear your hair the same as you are right now every single day, right? You could come up with all sorts of different things to say, but again, trying to keep things consistent. You're not too short for Disney. You can only be Wendy. They changed their height requirements, girl. You need to go take a look again. What are you, like 5'4", 5'5"? You're not too short. They just changed all the requirements like 2 years ago, and it's interesting. There's more people that can play Tink that can play princesses now too, so for shorties, it's a good thing. All right, so just so that I communicate correctly what I'm doing, this is the Lasting Finish Rimmel foundation. I've decided I don't know how I feel about this. It started to look cakey yesterday. You're 5'3", yeah. There's some, depending on what they're looking for, you might be able to get cast actually. You'd probably be fine. All right, so now that I've brushed that on, I'm going to stipple. Now for those who were here yesterday, I accidentally said stimple, which isn't a word, and it sounds terrible. But I'm going to stipple out the lines here on this particular foundation because it looks streaky. So stippling with one of these sponges gives more airbrushed look, and I normally do airbrush. Oh no, Amanda, it's my pleasure. I mean, it's so difficult because when you're playing a princess, you know, you want to do the best to uphold the character integrity, but you also want to be yourself too. And so it's like a hard line between being a party princess performer, working in the parks, being a cosplayer, whatever it is that you're trying to do. You have to decide for yourself like what you feel is best for your representation of the character. But I've noticed I have to commend you on your makeup because it's gotten better and better as I've watched you like grow as a cosplayer. So it's a good thing, you know, like you just have to keep trying different things. And I just follow what the parks do because that's what I feel is best for me. But that doesn't mean that I'm like looking down on people who don't, you know? So, all right, I stippled it down. And now I'm going to go ahead and put some powder on my face. Because powder is like the thing that seals it all in, you know? My whole goal is to always just make smiles. If you're making smiles, that's like the most important thing. And you'll get so many purists out there that will tell you how much they hate like your cosplay. I saw a girl's post yesterday in the Ray cosplay community that just made me cry a little bit. But she's had an incident where Kylo came up to her at a convention and told her that Ray was Mary Sue and that she's a crappy character and everybody hates Ray and he doesn't understand why anybody would cosplay her. And that just made me so sad because it's like, number one, how dare you tell somebody that their character sucks? Number two, that's like super uncalled for behavior at a convention, especially when you're cosplaying somebody from the exact same film series. How do I do freckles? Okay, so freckles, basically what you would do from here, if I was gonna put freckles on my face, I would take like a brown, the gel eyeliner is best, or lip liner, and get it like in a light taupe color or a brown, depending on like what character you're doing. Like some characters who need more freckles, like let's say you're doing like Pippi Longstocking or something, you might need a different tint. But after you've done the powder, this is like super important. After you've done the powder, you go ahead and you start putting the freckles in to the actual like up here as it is right now. And then from there, you would put more powder on top of those freckles to seal it in. At least that's how I've always done it. And then face seal. Because if you put freckles on, like on top of your foundation, they start to run and they don't look quite right. But the powder keeps it from running, you know? I'm like almost out of this powder. This is the Grafty Bond powder, and I'm not as big a fan of this one. I actually bought a new one, and I might go ahead and use it now, which I know would be like a lot of powder, but nobody's gonna notice because it's sheer. Where did I put it? It's a CoverGirl powder, and it's awesome, but there just isn't a whole lot coming out here. But you do need a lot of powder because it really makes a difference on your makeup stain or not stain. So what cosplays is everybody working on now, or projects or builds or art projects or whatever? What is it that you're doing right now? What is it that you're chasing? What dream do you have that you are working on right now? Because my big dream right now is to just inspire as many people as possible to do what they want to do. You know, we run around and we're always asking ourselves, what am I doing with my life? What is the whole purpose of this life that we live? Well, maybe the whole purpose of the life that we live is because we're all connected together. We're all the same, but different. I said yesterday on a post that, actually I haven't said that yet. You get a sneak peek now, I guess. The post that's coming out tomorrow says that everybody's a starfish. That you're all the same, but very different, very unique. So what is it that you are chasing right now? Let me know. What's your big dream? You know, my whole point in existence in this moment in time is to make sure that other people reach their dreams and reach their goals. Nothing brings me more joy than seeing somebody else be successful at what they do. Okay, so I have powder on my face. Yay, powder. Oh, and those who are just tuning in, the reason why this is like this is because these hold my arms down and then I'm like, I can't do anything. So that's why that's like that. Okay, so angled blush brush. You would love to do every main character from the Assassin's Creed series. Andrew, work towards it and do it. And you know what? Your cosplay doesn't have to be perfect right away. Like, we can all attest, any cosplayer, that you build, you know, you do something maybe from your closet or a thrift store to start, and then you just keep going from there and you constantly make it better. All right, so this blush is the DR61 Victorian Rose. This is an official color for Belle. Use that on my cheeks. And again, you want to use it all, a lot more than what you would think you would need, because the wig and the costume, especially this color yellow gold, is going to just drown out your face. Okay, so there's that. Now Ariel uses a blush on her eyelid as well. Rebecca says, I'm just trying to be better at eyeliner. Yeah, you are a great performer, Rebecca. You're an amazing performer. I don't know, you get so down on yourself, and I think that you are stellar. I really do. Those arm things are why Disney princesses would have a hard time if a fight broke out. It's true, you know, learn how to like get out of the dress quickly, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use, normally I would use Toast from Ben Nye also. Most of my makeup is Ben Nye, but today I'm using just a CoverGirl powder as my highlighter underneath my eyelid, and I go all the way up the brow. Now you can take a look at this color. It's very close to my skin tone. It's not much darker and it's not much lighter. And there's a reason for that, because when you start using a lot of whites and super light colors, it ends up being, it looks 90s and dated. And I don't know about you, but one of the worst things for me as a cosplayer is going and seeing pictures of myself from years ago and looking at how far I've come. And that's an awesome achievement. But then I also look at it and I'm like, you know what? I could have just stayed very, very classic and not had to change a bunch of things. That would have been good too. So that's why Disney does that, because they want things to look very uniform. So almost every character uses either shell or toast or vanilla, or like the main colors that they use underneath their eyes as a highlighter. Okay, how do I know this? I'm not telling. I can't tell. Somebody would get in big trouble. All right, so on the outside of my eye, I've got ES50 Cork. This is an official Belle color again. And I'm just using one of these sort of round-tipped flat brushes. This is an e.l.f. brush. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the side here, almost about halfway. It's sort of like a smoky eye, but more of like a beauty makeup, which is funny because, I mean, it's beauty, it's Belle. Notice how I'm not going out to like the side of my temple or anything. It stops where my eye stops. Anytime that you start doing things that are way out to the side, it changes the shape of your eye and it can actually make your eyes look smaller. So when you're playing a, you know, character that has big eyes, it's probably best to not make your eyes look smaller. I see a lot of girls wearing like cat eye, and that's, you know, it does make you look different. And it will kind of like go down on the side a little bit, but you just kind of brush it off. Okay, so then official Belle color, PS15 Gold. It's a pearl sheen. It's literally like the size of a quarter. Ariel uses this as well. Same spot. I'm using an angled brush like that. And you're gonna put this, don't use too much, otherwise you'll look like an Egyptian princess or something, which if you wanna look like an Egyptian princess, that's awesome, then do that. But if you're trying to look like what I'm doing, you wanna copy this, just tap it on and run it through the crease to kind of connect over the brown. Bye, Andrew. Have an awesome day, and I hope you have a great day at work. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, and do that on both eyes here, like that. There we go. All right, eyebrows. Eyebrows are wicked important anytime that you are playing a character, or even in your everyday life, you want to do eyebrows. So this is an e.l.f. brow pencil. I also have a one from Ben Nye. I couldn't think of the name for a second. I use Ben Nye like all the time, even in my everyday, but for some reason I couldn't think of the name. So I have one from Ben Nye also, but I'm going to use the e.l.f. one today because it's a little bit darker and I feel like I'm a little bit pale today. So you're not going to color in your eyebrow. If you press and color, you're going to look like you took a stamp to your face, which if you want to look like you took a stamp to your face, then by all means do that. But instead what I do is I just run it over the top of the hairs because what you're doing is coloring the hair. I'm looking in this mirror over here because I can't really see it in my phone. You're just going to go ahead and color over the hair like that, just tapping it. Notice how I'm not pressing. I'm just lightly running it over because you're catching the tops of the hairs. And if you color the skin, it's very noticeable because then the hairs start to show through. So it's almost like, you know, those spray hair colors that you can put in? It's like doing that, but instead you're just using a pencil. Then you're going to take the end that is the brush and you're just going to run the color through the eyebrow like that. And what that does is it just solidifies that all of the parts of the hair are covered without looking like you drew everything on your face. Notice I'm not wearing contacts for Belle. I have hazel eyes, so my eyes change color. They can be blue, they can be green. They're usually mostly green. They can be brown. But when I wear Belle, they'll go between brown and green, so I don't wear contacts for her. If you want to wear contacts, that's fine. You know, she's typically drawn as having green or brown eyes, mostly brown, but green is often there too. All right, so then normally her lip liner color is salsa. Now here's what happens with lip liner, which is really awesome. Lip liner solidifies that your lipstick doesn't go running all over your face. It also mixes with the color that you're already using in your lipstick and it makes a new color. So there's a reason why they choose the color combinations that they do. So normally, again, Belle is salsa, but today because I can't find half of my makeup because we moved, I'm trying. It's a very long process here. I'm using Gone Burgundy because it's very close to the salsa color that Ben Nye makes. And then I'm using a lip color of Blushable, and the actual color is LS56. Do you need to use an eyebrow pencil even if your brows are already pretty pronounced? I would, and here's why. I would use one that's the same color as your normal eyebrows, because when you put that foundation over your eyebrows, because you will, like inevitably it's gonna get in there and the powder is gonna get in there, it lightens the eyebrows. So when you put on your wig, you put on your costume, or you just put on your everyday clothing, what happens is you look washed out. It looks like there's something missing, like something's not quite right. You know how you get girls that overpluck their eyebrows? It looks like that. So even though you look in the mirror and you see somebody that looks like I have a very pronounced eyebrow, that's fine. When you take a picture, when you look at like people from afar, you'll see it and you'll go, oh yeah, she looks like she doesn't have as dark eyebrows as her normal hair color or something like that. And it makes a dissonance. So this makes a more uniform look. So yes, I would recommend doing that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and line the lip. There we go. Yesterday I got a little shaky with it, so I got to the party and the one thing that I hate is lipstick on my teeth, and I had lipstick on my teeth. All right, so the Blushable. All right, now to avoid lipstick on the teeth. Pulls off all that extra that maybe got into your hand or into your mouth. I mean, put it on your hand instead. So now I look like a clown, and I know that. Maybe I'll go to the party like this. Just kidding. All right, so now we need eyeliner and mascara. I like to use this on top. Disney uses liquid eyeliner on top and then a pencil on bottom, so that's exactly what we're gonna do today. So I like this because it's like one swoop, done, okay? And again, I'm using very little. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. no cat eye. I'm getting as close to the lash as possible because it seals off any of that extra color that may be down like near the line of where your eyelashes begin and your eyelid starts, you know? Because then otherwise what happens is you get like one little fleck that's a different color and you move your eye because we blink when we talk and stuff. And when that happens, then it becomes a distraction and everybody sees that you're wearing makeup. So liquid eyeliner is like a great way to seal that off and make it look really clean. Liquid eyeliner scares me. You're still mastering pencil. Liquid eyeliner, I'm telling you, girl, get one of these. They're like $2 at Target, $3 at Target. And they are so simple to use. If you can color a line on a piece of paper, you can color your eye, honestly. Because I was too. I used to use those nail polish ones that you like pull out like this and then you have to like use the brush to go like that. Terrible. I would end up with like a huge black mess. This is awesome. It's a lifesaver. You prefer the pen type liquid eyeliner as well. Yeah, I mean, it's like hands down one of the easiest things. Like a kindergartner could do this, seriously. And you can do it too, Rebecca, I promise. Like a little bit of practice, you can do it. All right, so then I'm gonna do the other eye. Oh, there goes my stomach making noises, excuse me. I'm so scared to eat. I've still eaten. I've had like yogurt and stuff like that, but everybody's sick and I'm like, no, I don't want to get anything. So I start going to like a liquid diet. I'm like smoothies, and which is fine because it's also hot here. So, okay, so there we go. And then I like to use a charcoal color on the bottom, and I do that for almost every character. I think the only character that I use a brown on, sometimes I'll use brown on Belle, but I'll use brown on Rapunzel, just because charcoal and black tend to make her look, because she's so young and her hair's so blonde, she looks almost gothic if you wear black with her. So at least with my skin tone. So I use a charcoal color on all of the other characters, including Anna. But that's for me. I know a couple girls that use brown for Anna and it looks better on them than it does on me. So you just kind of have to play around and see what works. But yes, I use this charcoal color. What'd you tell me about not eating? You said, don't not eat. You said, go eat something. I did eat something. I'm terrified. Like the party I was at yesterday, only 3 little girls showed up because everybody was out sick. It's so bad this year. So stay healthy, wash your hands, don't touch your face as I'm like touching my face, putting makeup on. Don't touch your face. Yeah, it's been really bad. And I feel bad for that little girl, but she had such a great time. And you know, everybody that sent positive vibes to her, thank you so much. She was so cute and so happy, despite not having any of her friends there for her party. She was so happy. We had such a good time. All right, so charcoal on the bottom, liquid black on the top. Now we come to mascara. So I'm using, again, this e.l.f. mascara. Normally I have this awesome one. It's called, I need to get another one. I got this in an Ipsy bag. It's Too Faced is the name of the brand, and it's Better Than Sex mascara. And it really is awesome. It is just like so great. It just makes your eyelashes look massive. All right, so what I'm gonna do is take the mascara and I'm just gonna swoop up on the bottom, and then I'm gonna swoop up on the bottom on the other side. It's so hot here today, my eyeliner is already dried, so that's good. Because normally what I do is I go eyeliner and then I do like my lips and stuff, and then I'll go back and I'll do the mascara to make sure that it doesn't run or anything, but it's so dry. And then you're gonna swoop down this way, because that covers any like bits of makeup that may have landed on your eyelashes. And if you have to, put like a tissue and close your eyes. And then I'm gonna swoop up one more time just to get like a nice full elongated look. See, look. I don't know if you can see. But again, normally I wear, okay, here, you can look at the difference. So this side has the mascara on top, this side does not have the mascara on top. I don't know if you can tell or not. I can see it in the mirror, but on this side, there's like bits of makeup. So if I'm taking a picture, any flash that they use is gonna catch that light, and then it's gonna illuminate all of that makeup that's on there. And then I'm gonna, like, if I blink my eye or anything, it becomes a distraction. So that's why I pull down on the mascara, covering all of the lash to make it look, again, very uniform. And then back up to get it elongated. Go. And then on the bottom, just run it along and get the corner, because that's a place that people miss. And then again, these little tiny things that you forget about because you're like, oh, well, that part nobody's gonna notice. Somehow, some way, just the little things, nobody may notice it, but as soon as you start making those changes, for whatever reason, it's like, wow, that looks better, and I can't put my finger on why. It's a tiny little itty bitty thing. All right, so there we go. Glad that she, oh, thank you. I'm glad that she had a great time at the party too. I don't think it was necessarily me who gave her a great time. I think she just had a great time because she was positive about everything. But all right, so I have all of my makeup on. Now, hairspray. What is hairspray for? I'm gonna spray my face. So in the parks, they use a face sealant. And that face sealant will solidify any and all of the makeup that they have on their face for basically the entire day. Don't do a face sealant and then put your contacts in. Put your contacts in first, because if you touch your contact lens with hairspray residue on your fingers, it will get in your eye and it will sting so bad, and it could do some damage to your eyes. So make sure that you close your eyes when you do this, and take a deep breath, and don't use too much, because, like, you know, breathing in it is not good for you, but a little bit, just from, you know, like 6 inches away from your face, and just start spraying. So here we go. Let it dry. Definitely do not open your eyes before it's dry, and you'll feel it, like, because it starts to sort of tighten and pull. So if it's not dry, don't open your eyes, because some of that, you know, liquid alcohol is still evaporating. It can get in your eyes and irritate it and just make it not feel pleasant. And it is a little bit sticky, but that will go away. Okay, so now I'm good to go with the makeup. I'm pretty sure, as far as like being out in the sun and the heat and stuff, it's gonna be fine. This won't like disappear until I come home. But here's the thing about it. You don't want to leave this on. You want to take this off when you get home, or like at the end of the day, because your skin needs to breathe. It's an organ, right? So your skin needs to breathe, and if you leave this on, it's going to break out, and it's going to cause you to lose, you know, a little bit of oxygen also. So you only want to do this for like a limited period of time. You've heard horror stories about hairspray and contacts. Yeah, no, some guy like almost lost an eye, and it was all over the news about like using fake contacts. They placed it as like the fake contact was the problem. In reality, what was the problem? Because I use fake contacts too, and I know so many cosplayers that do and never have an issue. He was putting hairspray on and then didn't wash his hands well, touched the contact lens, put it in his eye, the hairspray residue got in his eye, and then he was like scratching at his eye. So it wasn't necessarily the contact lens. Yes, there are dangerous brands out there. Do your research, find out what ones work, what ones don't work, and then go from there. But it wasn't the contact lens that caused the problem. It was the hairspray residue on his finger. All right, so wig time. Don't put your wigs on until you have the main part of your costume on, because if you put on your wig and then try to put your costume on over it, you're going to ruin your beautiful wig. You're just going to mess it up, and then you're going to be upset about it. So put your wig on afterwards. So Belle cosplayers, that's why this is hanging down off of me the way it is right now, because I can now get into my costume. Okay, so enough chat on that. So how much matte hairspray versus hairspray? Matte hairspray, what am I using? I am using this one. I love this one. This is Tresemme All Day Humidity Resistance. So this works in like literally every climate. I can use this like amazing. And the other great thing about this particular one is that if I need to respray a wig, I can do the wig, and then like a couple weeks later, if it needs restyled or it just needs like a couple flyaways fixed, I just take a spritz of water, it will reactivate this, and then I can just use the back of my hand to like push it down over the top of the wig, and it'll like reset itself. But I like this one because this one has been compared to like the Ben Nye face sealant. All right, so for Belle, like actually every character that I have except for wigs that are too big to fit in one of these boxes, I have one of these boxes here. And what I've done is I've screwed in a dowel rod in the bottom of the box. And the dowel rod is about this long. And this is, I want to say, about a 1/2 inch wide dowel rod. And then I just stuck the wig head on the dowel rod because it has a hole in the bottom of the wig head. And then this allows me to store my wigs super, super carefully. Now, okay, so I didn't tell you yesterday, the wig that I was wearing for Ariel, I styled that myself. It was a pre-made wig that I styled. And I really like it, but there's a lot of other wig makers out there who make better quality wigs. I would highly recommend Hero Hair is one of the great wig makers out there. I mean, if you're looking for a cosplay wig that's gonna last, that's going to really make you look awesome, they're more expensive than, say, doing one yourself. I have like a little thing here. I'll have to get that out of my wig. I'll do that in a minute. But the thing is that if you're on a budget, it's okay to get a different wig. This one cost me about as much as a Hero Hair wig would cost me. This was about a $300 wig. I got it from World of Wigs. It's a Disney Parks style Belle. I've restyled it myself a couple times. My qualm about it is that when it needs restyled, you really have to have somebody that knows what they're doing restyle them. So if you don't know how to restyle a wig, these types are really difficult. Thank you. Yeah, you missed this wig. I know this wig is amazing and I love it. It's been through hell and high water. I want to say this wig is about 4 years old, so I take care of my wigs, and I'll do a tutorial here very soon because I need to restyle my Ariel anyway. So I'll do a tutorial soon on how to upkeep on your synthetic wigs. Now, I don't use lace front for characters like this, and here's my reason why. It's nothing against lace front. I would prefer lace front. Lace front looks way more realistic. My problem is that I'm switching from character to character so fast. I've done upwards of 5 characters a day for events and things that if I were to be using a lace front wig, it would require me to completely wipe my face of makeup and start completely over, when a lot of these characters, the Disney ones, all have a similar base. So I can go from character to character to character with only wiping my eyeshadow and my lipstick and maybe like redoing my blush or something and then doing like a quick base coat over the top, as opposed to having to wipe everything completely clean. So that's why I use these instead of a lace front. But if I was going for a more realistic look, I would go for a lace front wig. All right, so I'm gonna take it from the front, and there are temple tabs here on the side. So you're gonna put the front of the wig on your hairline and pull backwards, okay? So now I've got my temples where the temples belong, because this is what lights up your face, right? You don't want your wig tilted to the side. I've seen that happen a lot. So that's what the temple tabs are for, is for you to match it to your temple. All right, so I have these long bobby pins. These are awesome. I love them very much. I have to move my wig box so I can get to my other ones. So I'll show you the difference between a long bobby pin and a short bobby pin. This is a short, this is a long. And I like to use the long bobby pins going upwards. Now, these little teeth, you see the little teeth on the bottom here? The teeth are to face your head. There's a reason for that. This grips the hair of your hair, and it also grips the wig. And so when you're doing your hair, even like an updo or something like that, the teeth of the bobby pin are to be facing towards your scalp, and that's to hold the hair. If you're putting it in like this and then you're constantly saying, my hair doesn't hold, that's why your hair doesn't hold. All right, so I'm gonna take this and go upwards on the wig tab, pushing up like that. That holds my wig tab down. And do the same thing on the other side here. Notice how my ears are tucked. Ears are a signifying feature. Watch what happens if I were to do it like this. You see the difference? What looks better, this side or this side? It may be a matter of opinion, but as far as the Disney parks are concerned, ears are a very signifying feature on your face. You wouldn't think they are, but they are. So when they stick out like that, it makes it look like you wearing a wig. But if you are wearing them tucked underneath, it's less noticeable. All right, so then the back tab, pull it down to where your neckline sort of ends, and then you're gonna take this pin and go across this way, okay? That holds it to the neckline hairs. Same on the other side. Like this. Okay, and then this wig, because of the style that it is, it can get a little frustrating because there's less hair covering this side. I can't get away with as much on this one, so I have to do one going upwards on the right hand side, and then one going upwards on the back side of the left as well. That holds those tabs down, because again, they like to fly up. You don't want to see all that. You know what I mean? This is a no-no. You don't want to see this. Kids will pull on it. I had a kid pull on mine in the store the other day. All right, so again, right here behind your ear, there's a little bit of an elastic band. Pull that down. So attractive when I do it this way, right? And then going upwards again with the long pin. And I need another long pin. Here we go. Same on the other side. Your ears tuck looks better, even in your day-to-day life. It's so true though. Once you start wearing wigs, it's almost impossible to watch or look at yourself in the mirror every single day. You're like, I need a wig. All right, so I have all of that. Now I'm going to use some small pins up here in the wig bang line, just to make sure that this doesn't slide back, because if it does, that's terrible. Then people will see. Belle is easier to hide with me because she's close to my normal hair color, so that's a good thing. But if it was blonde, you know, that wouldn't be good. Okay, so then I am going to, I have to restyle this wig so bad. I'm going to take a small here and push right at the temple going that way. That will then hold down, come on, that will hold down the bobby pin that I put at the temple, and it will also hold down my hairline. It depends, Rebecca. I like both. I prefer a wig cap, but when it's super hot here, I feel like, ow, like, hey, that one's really tight. It's good though, it means it's not gonna fly around. I feel like wig nets are good when it's like really hot and humid. It helps your head breathe a little bit better. You know what I mean? What do you prefer? Anybody here not use a wig cap at all? I'm not gonna like bombard you and be angry at you for not using a wig cap. But I do think they're important. What the heck is going on? It does not want to go in. I've got that one bobby pin is so, there we go. Come on. See, even I have problems. We'll try the other side first. All right, let's see here. This just holds down everything. There we go. See, and I didn't wait on my mascara. Now I'm gonna have to fix that because now it's, look at that. I've got a little thing there. That's why it's important to wait instead of rushing things. So it wasn't the bobby pin, because the bobby pin went on just fine on the other side. Wig nets are your favorite because the two holes. Oh yeah, well, and they're easier to put on than a wig cap. They really are. Prefer the net, because it gives pins to, that's true. That's true. Maybe that's why my wig caps are always so ratchet, because I'm constantly shoving things in. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of hair from the back of the wig here, and I'm going to just pin upwards next to my ear like this. It literally runs, like I can feel my ear right here. I'm running that pin right up next to my ear. And the reason is because that takes that hair and it covers this neckline area, because kids will look back here and they'll see and they'll go, because see on this side, I don't know if you can tell, you can see the wig cap and you can see the wig elastic. But if I take this down here and put that long pin right behind my ear, running right along my ear line, that hair stays right in place, and now they can't see it. And then I come down in the back here and I do the same sort of thing with just a little bit of hair on the back of the neck and just pin down right here. Because again, the hair down there will still flow, like it will it will still be long and beautiful and hang nice. So they're not going to see the pin, you know. You can also use wig tape or wig glue. Yes, you could keep in more hair if you pin it down in the net, that's true. Maybe I should switch to nets. You guys are convincing me to switch to nets. All right, now I've got this little thing here. That might not come out. I don't know what that is. It's like a little leaf. Oh, well, it just went into the wig. Well, that's fine. It'll go into the wig. All right, so then I found these at an awesome shop. I was in Chicago, and these are vintage, but they look just like the old ones that they wore in the park. Now they wear these big dangly ones because she's got a completely different style dress than she did, but this sort of completes the look of the wig. And voila. There we go. And then I have my gloves and stuff in there, but I don't drive with those. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is my Belle makeup and wig tutorial for you all. I hope you have an awesome Sunday, and I hope to see you all again really, really soon. I'll do more of these. If you like them, let me know. If you want to see something else, some other tutorials or something else that you would like to know how I do or whatever, please let me know. Send me a message, write a comment here underneath the video, and don't forget to share it so that you can inspire other people. Oh, thank you guys. Oh yeah, nets aren't as elastic. That's true, it doesn't put as much pressure on your skull, but mine are so pulled apart that it's like almost not even like wearing one, which is bad. I need to pick ones that are, you know, gonna actually work. So, but thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a magical day, and, you know, go chase your dream. Go find out what it is that you want to do with your life, and I hope to see you progress in that and achieve it, and I will be there for you when you do, and we'll be your cheering section. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you all soon. Bye!